When I first moved here to Austin, I was being mobbed by a bunch of people driving white cars. And they would harass me while I was eating. I experienced an unbelievable amount of harassment. Now, I want to share something with you guys. Just left this place. I'm just leaving now. So, what do we see here? No one's gang stalking me. No one's harassing me. But look at all these white cars. So let's say right now you are in this place, and every car there.
Now, as you can see, fellow TI, I'm at this place here, getting a bite to eat. I'm leaving. And while I'm there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars pull in there with similar characteristics as far as body style. So when I first moved here to Austin, I was being harassed in stores. And then when I would go to my car, I would look and I would see a long line of white cars. And sometimes these people would exit the place, sitting at different tables at the same exact time. I'm like, what the heck is this? This is weird. Now, I got a message today from a pastor, and it says that we create our life experiences through our thoughts and feelings. So don't assume every time you have these type of experiences that you're being gang stalked and that you're being harassed, because sometimes we create our own realities. But in the past, I have shared proof that I have been mobbed on the road and I have been harassed on the road in multiple states. Let me keep going on here. So what I do is when I'm being mobbed and harassed, I try to find ways to experience some happiness. So recently I went on a train. Here, I'll show you a picture. Actually, that's not the one that I wanted to show you. Here it is. Let me see here. Let me open this up. Oh. So it's horn honking. Oh, here it is. I don't know what it is. I love being on old steam engine trains. And there's a lot of places in America which do a lot of restoration projects. And I've been to different trains across the U.S. And this one was like a 3-hour tour. It was a lot of fun for me. So, let me keep going on here. Let's see what else I got on here. Oh, this was kind of cool. Oh, so check out this old Dr. Pepper machine. You don't even see stuff like that no more. So, also, if you've seen my channel, I've been harassed at multiple parks. So I decided to find a place where I'd most likely not experience harassment, and I was harassed there one time. And it's a clothing optional park. And it's called Hippie Hollow. It's next to, I think it's the 3rd largest restaurant in the world. It's called the Oasis. So every once in a while I like to go out and have a drink, have a meal, and I covered up where they were naked. So I wasn't being perverted or anything. I didn't know it was clothing optional at first, and was out there and I was like, what is this? So I blanked stuff out. I had some women sitting next to me here and there. Let me see. And hey, you know, I don't see anything wrong with having a drink, going out and treating yourself every once in a while. I encourage targeted individuals to go out and enjoy life. So let's see what else I got here. Okay.
Greetings, fellow TIs. I'm about to be leaving Austin. I've been here for 4.5 years. I moved here in 2015 to escape harassment in New Mexico.
Well, I'm not going to play this whole video. I pretty much have experienced harassment nonstop since I've been living here. So I'm going to be moving from Austin very shortly. And let's see what else I got here.
Constantly avoiding certain places and things because everywhere they're going.
Now, one of the videos from this I accidentally deleted, and I'm pretty much saying that, you know, wherever I go, I've been harassed, and these people want to prevent you from trying to enjoy your life and make it where everywhere you go, you have a bad experience. Let me just play towards the end. I don't want to play this whole thing.
That are targeting you, are preventing you from living your life. What do you do when you find that the same people that are supposed to protect you are the same people that are doing this? It becomes an extreme shock to a lot of people. They put their fingers in their ear like, oh yeah, we care about it.
No, I just skipped around. So I was pretty much mentioning that these people pretend like they care, but they put their fingers in their ears and they're not listening. They only care when something bad happens, and we have to pray against violence, suicide, and the issues which spring up concerning mobbing and marginalization due to people systematically harassing people.
Charge of grants or whatever. Would you want to government targeting?
Now, I pretty much state in this video that the problem that a lot of targeted individuals are having that have nonprofits is that we're focusing on targeting, government targeting, but we're not focusing on also regular stalking victims. And that takes away from us getting grant money so that way we can have stronger relationships with the government. Let me just skip a lot of the stuff here. Hold on.
From past hurts. Sometimes people find themselves isolating themselves. They're stuck in their house, not communicating, failed relationships. They find themselves constantly suffering.
Now, I'm not going to finish the other end of that video, but I was pretty much mentioning that when people are being targeted and mobbed, they find themselves isolating themselves. Don't do that, fellow TI. No matter how much you get hurt, keep going out there. Keep, trying to be positive. If you don't have any friends, go out and try to enjoy being in nature. So let me see what else I have here. Bear with me one moment. Let's see what we got in here. And I'm using VPNs. I encourage people to check out these add-ons. They're pretty good. So, and then I think about a month and a half ago, I think about 2 months. Let me see. This is an older clip, but I went about a month and a half ago, 2 months, and I put flyers out at community colleges, which are involved in community engagement, to inform them of what I experienced. And we need to say no to violence. We've seen what happened with Gavin Long and other people in Dallas and so on, which have been mobbed and harassed. Violence is not the answer. And let me share this real quick. Hold on a second. This is concerning the NSA business programs. And then we see here the Defense Acquisition Regulations. And I believe this is tied to Department of Defense. I found this yesterday. And I was doing research on the Office of Sustainment under Department of Defense. And I have reason to believe, I'm not making any accusations, that there could be a lot of discretionary actions going on by people which are not subject matter experts. So there's a lot of non-defense governmental programs, and they're tied to Citizens Corps and different groups. We really have to pray for our nation because a lot of these programs, I believe, are causing harm to our nation. So let me go back here. So we know that the NSA has a Office of Small Business Programs. I'm sure it's tied to the Small Business Administration, where they were not tied to them directly, but where the Small Business Administrations mention, oh, hey, we have available contracts with the NSA or different groups, and most TIs are never going to hear about that. And in the past, I have been harassed at city halls by the fire department, EMS, Public Works. I actually caught a guy throwing a large amount of trash on my property, and we never find trash on anyone's property here. I've been harassed at Health and Human Services, at hospitals, by private companies, one called GS4. And let me keep going on here. Hold on one second. Public Health Office. I've been harassed by volunteer agencies, even county sheriffs, no joke. And I started experiencing this when I went to the Fusion Center back around 2015, 2016. I was asked to show an ID card when I was there to speak to the people at the Fusion Center to seek help concerning harassment I experienced from Citizens Corps. And I experienced similar harassment that I was experiencing in the community at their facility. So let me share this right here. And I haven't had any encounters with this group at all, but I found this online. So we know that contractors deal with regular small businesses. Women own small businesses. I've been harassed by a tremendous amount of women here in Austin. It's unbelievable. One private investigator said he's never seen anything like this. He says, what are a bunch of women harassing a person for? And he couldn't understand it. So also I had this experience here. I just made a little note. I was shopping, and this guy had walked up to me with his hands, kind of clenched up, and he didn't have anything. I didn't see anything in his hands, no cart or nothing. And once I pay for my stuff, he opens up his hands, and there's a fishing lure there, and he was parked next to my car, and I walked really slow, and he passed by me, and he spit inches away from me. Pieces of spit could actually be seen on my shoes. So these people do these same tactics. They get behind me, buy a Mountain Dew. They're driving a BMW, and they're following me around in the store, and they do this to pester me. And I mentioned in the past that I found a GPS tracking device underneath my vehicle. So and then here, let me see what else I have here. Okay, these are things I'm taking for. Instead of taking a lot of these medications, because there's a lot of TIs which they drink because they're suffering from severe social anxiety due to being harassed in the community. I take herbal supplements. A lot of these medications have led people to commit suicide and even acts of violence, and I'm against violence. So what I take is GABA, 750 milligrams. You're not going to feel nothing like when you have a drink. But you're going to notice your mood is going to change, and you're not going to be 100% by taking this, but it's definitely going to help. And I also take, it's called Niacinamide. It's like non-flush Niacin. But I like to take also let me see here. Let me see if I can find it. Bear with me one moment. Oh, here it is. Niacin, 50 milligrams. Let me show you, huh? Tool to improve your health and happiness. Okay, bear with me one moment. Share something with you. Of niacin. There it is. Great. So you've seen it, the niacin 50 milligrams. That one's the flush. I don't take the niacin 350 milligrams or 500 milligrams or 100 milligrams. It'll make your body just turn bright red, and it's scary. So I take no more than 50 milligrams. But I like the niacinamide because it's the non-flush one. And then let me come in here. Lately, I used to preach in churches, but got away from God, and I try to do different things to improve my overall health, and I love drinking teas. I love drinking company called Courage Teas. This guy was falsely accused of a crime and did like 18, 20 years in prison. When he got out, he told the state and federal officials, other groups, that he was going to sue them for $36 million. And there was blood that was missing from, the police station where they had his blood preserved because he was accused of rape like 20 years ago. When it came out that he wasn't guilty of that crime, they released him. It appears he was framed for murder. And the blood was found at this crime scene of this woman that was supposedly murdered by him. And over 500,000 people have requested that he be released from prison, but the president can't release him because it's not a federal. His charge is a state charge. Really, really interesting. Hold on one second here. Let me see what else I want to share. So that's pretty much it, praying more than ever, and encourage people to check out this scripture right here. Let me see. It's Matthew chapter 25, and read verse 31 down to 41, and that's pretty much all I want to share. Oh, hold on a second. I was doing some research also on let me see if I can find it. I'm looking on my phone right now, my other phone. So the guy's name is, there's an article called The Death of John Lang. And very, very suspicious murder. He has a few videos on YouTube. Let me see, where is it at? But there was a guy that was, I feel he was murdered. And we know that the coroner in virtually all cities in America is pretty much under the sheriff's department. And this guy complained about being harassed by police. And from what I read, he was stabbed in the back and in the abdomen, and his house was set on fire. And they're trying to say that he did this. So now the reports are being changed, all types of stuff. I find it very, very suspicious. So anyways, I'm going to pause this video. Peace.